everybody, it's nice to see you all here at the Geomaticsday. My name is Roland Mulmeester and today I will be presenting on behalf of Tensing what our innovative solution Geographic Language Processing is. First I will introduce myself a bit more, introduce what Tensing is, and then we will change to Geographic Language Processing, or GLP for short, which will be explained by my colleague Nick Jansen. So, my name is Roland Mulmeester. Actually, I graduated here in Geomatics 1 year ago, and now I'm a GIS consultant at Tensing. Tensing is a GIS consultancy company, and our headquarters is in Waardenburg, which is in between Utrecht and Den Bosch. We are actually a subsidiary of Avinion, which is a bigger American company who is more specialized in geospatial data, where we, as Tensing, are more specialized in GIS consultancy. We consist of about 65 consultants, and we're mostly specialized in FME and Esri products. Besides our specialization in GIS consultancy, we also have a branch which is called Tensing Labs. And in this department we research technologies, new technologies, and create new and innovative products out of that. For example, we have the 3D Geo Viewer. That's a web browser based 3D data viewer in which you can import your building information models. We also have our Planet Object Detection platform, and this is a machine learning based platform which you can use to automatically recognize objects, for example solar panels, in aerial imagery. But today our main topic is Geographic Language Processing, and Geographic Language Processing, GLP, is a way to talk to your data. So that makes it able for non-GIS specialists to interact with your geospatial data. Nick Jansen is my colleague who created and researched this product, and he will explain you more about how GLP actually works. Nick, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Roland. Hi everybody, as Roland said, I'm Nick Jansen and I am a tech lead here at Tensing, and over the past over a year I've been working with GLP, or Geographic Language Processing, and trying to bring that to the market and develop it more. So as Roland described GLP, I want to talk more about the why, or how it works. And the main thing that we used as our mission statement for GLP is that with GLP we wanted to enable non-GIS specialists to get answers to their spatial questions easily. So think of your grandmother or your mother, helping those folks get answers to their questions. It may be as simple as, where are the nearest fire hydrants to this school? Or I want to report this streetlight is broken in this location. Rather than them trying to figure out, okay, I need to do a buffer analysis, or I need to, figure out the exact latitude and longitude of this location, we want them to be able to use their own language to report such a thing. And that's what we try to accomplish with GLP. But more about what is inside of GLP, what's going on in there. So GLP is a mixture of GIS, which we're all familiar with, and then also natural language processing, or NLP. This is the technology that is used in Siri or Bixby or Google Home, any computer that is used to understand human language, whether it's being written or typed or spoken. It figures out what a user is saying and then sends a command to the computer, okay, the user wants this, do this. So we've taken those two technologies and mashed it together into geographic language processing. Now let's see GLP in action. We have a small demo here that explains it. What we have here is actually a web app from ArcGIS Enterprise, which is a system that you can host your own data in and create web maps with it. Additionally, you can also add widgets, which we've done here. And what we have here is a user who is looking at a sample water system for a city. And here we have the GeoP Assistant widget. And within the widget, a user can start typing in what they're looking for. So right now we have a user who's not really familiar with the system, so they're typing in help me. And GeoP, that chatbot in there, is saying this is what you can do in there. And here it says, all right, you could go searching for a project working area. And that's what this person has done. They've typed in PWA-1. And that has highlighted project working area 1. And then from there, they're looking to get more information about it. So they were looking for the description, which they got the description of it. And now they're looking for assets. So what are the pipes in there? What are the connections, the hydrants, the meters in there? So right now they're looking for the connection lines. And what has happened is GeoP has highlighted, it's hard to see on this screen, but it's highlighted all these connection lines within this project working area. So, and then additionally, the user is trying to look for lead pipes because lead pipes are not good to have in a water system. So it has gone ahead and selected the lead pipes in this area. So this user can now write a report or send it out to the guys in the field saying, hey, you should go replace these pipes. And of course, they can select them. This is an interactive map that they can work with. Now, here they're typing in help because they're still not sure how to use it. And they're actually going to do or work with a function that is my favorite with GLP, and that is selecting something on a map and figuring out what it is. So they've hit select, and GLP has given them a select widget, and now they're going to select a project working area. And they tell GLP, I'm done, and GLP tells it, okay, you selected project working area 3. What else do you want to find out about this area? And they're going to look for distribution lines, and here it's selected a distribution line that runs through that project working area. Now, of course, this is using water data, but you can use this with any sort of data, any point, line, polygon data. We target the Esri ecosystem right now, so it has to be within the Esri format, but it could be country GDP, it could be fire hydrants, it could be roads, it could be bike lanes, anything. Doesn't matter what it is. But let's talk more about what's going on behind the scenes here. And what's the technical stuff here? So how does it work? What you saw there, that widget that was up in the corner, is what we call the GeoP Assistant. And within GeoP Assistant, that is where the user is typing things and receiving answers. And when a user types something, a JSON call gets sent to the GeoP platform. And within the GeoP platform, we have GIS and NLP working together. And when the GeoP platform has determined this is, somebody wants some GIS functionality, it does a call out to ArcGIS Enterprise or ArcGIS Online, just a REST call, and gets some data back, brings it back, and makes an answer and sends it back to the GeoP Assistant. Now within the GeoP platform, there's a lot of artificial intelligence going on. So we have created several models that run in there, stories as we like to call them. And these stories help guide the user through the widget, what they're trying to accomplish. So let's talk more about the deployment options of GLP. We see GLP being used in 3 different groups: employees, suppliers, or the public. Public makes sense. It's anybody who's out there. You know, it could be constituents of a government or policymakers out there. Suppliers could be people who have access into an organization. Maybe it's a heating and cooling specialist or an IT specialist who's a consultant. And then employee is anybody within the business that is not familiar with GIS. So this is not for you guys, but this is for business leaders or other folks who don't quite understand GIS. And depending on these 3 groups, there's 2 different flavors of the GLP platform that we can put in there. The first one is GeoP Online, and that works with ArcGIS Online. ArcGIS Online is another place provided by Esri that you can put your data there and be able to serve it up so people in the public can come look at it if you so desire. We also have a GeoP online platform that we can host GeoP for organizations, and they can use the benefits of GeoP along with that ArcGIS Online. The other flavor is GeoP Enterprise, and that is GeoP that can go behind your firewall, disconnected from the internet, and allows you to use your sensitive data within GeoP while keeping it safe. And that integrates closely with ArcGIS Enterprise and also ArcGIS Online if you so desire. So to sum up, what, again, we're trying to accomplish with GeoP is to enable non-GIS specialists to get answers to their spatial questions easily. This easily part is the hardest thing, and that's what we are trying to do with all our innovations here at Tenzing, is making things easier for GIS users and non-GIS users. And GeoP is just a part of that. So thank you all for your time, and I'll turn the time back over to Rulan.
Yes, thank you, Nick, for your very clear presentation about what GeoP is and how it works. And I would like to thank you for watching our video of Tenzing. And now feel free to ask any questions in the chat about either GeoP or Tenzing or what we do. Thank you all for watching.
Yeah. Super. Yes, thank you very much for your nice introduction to Tenzing and its activities. We have now here Roeland Mulmeester and Nick Jansen also in the room, ready to take some of your questions. And we have a question by Xiaoyu Sheng. How does the GLP platform differ from a natural language interface for geodatabases?
Well, if I understand the question correctly, GLP is simply trying to be an interface between your GIS data and NLP. So it's just trying to make it easier for users to interact with that data. It's not trying to replace natural language processing. That is not our purpose here, what we're trying to do, but rather we're just trying to add in an extra component on top of natural language processing, NLP.
It's very clear. And then another question is it just in Dutch or is it also available in English? Or what languages do you support?
Yeah, we support all the major languages of the world, including Dutch. So we use some already existing natural language processing technology out there. So others have gone out and incorporated the major languages, French, German, possibly Chinese, but definitely Dutch and English and Spanish, the big ones.
Interesting. Yeah, I have also a question because you say you're focusing in the GLP on, let's say, the non-GIS specialist. Does that also include the citizen, or is that a special kind of species, let's say?
Yeah, definitely. This is built directly for citizens. Anybody who doesn't understand GIS. So it could be your mother. It could be a citizen in a city. It could be office users who don't use GIS every day. We're trying to get anybody who doesn't understand what a clip, buffer, layers, geodatabase, all that stuff. We're trying to help out those people.
Okay, well, to me, it looked a little bit complex for my mother, but we'll have to see how she works with that. If she's going to work with it. I don't see any other questions. Maybe a final question. Student work. Do you also have, let's say, internship, graduate projects? Is that also possible in Tenzing?
Yeah, that's also possible here. We have all kinds of different projects going on in Tenzing right now. So yeah, with this project or with many others, we can always use an extra hand.
Super. Well, students, if you would like to do something with tensing, please join them in the Discord channel and inform yourself and make yourself known to them. For now, thank you very much for your presentation. We will continue with the next presentation or video in this full program. And this will be the presentation on the point cloud deployment for fire fighting strategy. We're going to look into HoloLenses. Mels, I think you can press the button.